Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice, listed in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian, joined today, this morning, wherever you're listening, by the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
Hello.
The Dark Fortune Duelist Meta.
Sup?
In the resident wildcard Mal.
Yo.
Gentlemen, we are in the black age of gaming.
It is the worst of times. It was the worst of times.
You would think so, based off the stuff you're hearing, but hopefully it hasn't gotten you all down. Mal's about to go on an extended work vacation, and I hate him.
I don't have to work till the 27th.
10 days off. Killing me.
10 days to play all that Battlefront, right?
Oh, no.
I don't know what I'm going to play.
The world is your oyster, sir. Do with your time what you will. It belongs to you, and solely you now.
Woo! Getting all philosophical.
It's not that deep. Finally finished Chrono Cross, which I need to go back and finish.
Oh, yeah.
I got like 3/4 of the way through that game, and I was like, man, this game is awesome. Like I do with most games. And then I just stopped. Which is what I did with the game series that I've been playing this for the past like month, Trolls of Cold Steel. In 1 month I put a combined 150 hours on both of those games.
I see. You've only had the game for 2 days though, right?
Yes.
More like 2 years.
Yeah, I've had the first one about 2 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I played like 15 hours of it and was like, this is really fun. And like I said, I just get sidetracked and stop playing it. Like happens.
Yeah.
Got my Final Fantasy 15 downloading. That multiplayer.
I played a little bit last night.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I told Mal I'm gonna make the edgiest of all characters.
I'm gonna have to download it.
It's I mean the character creation's pretty in depth. As far as like how it looks. I don't know what you're gonna need some accents for the edginess. I saw someone wearing a suit, so that's what I'm going for.
Gotta keep it classy.
What exactly
Right.
are we facing in that?
Monsters.
Oh, okay. That's par for the course, I guess.
Do you know when it? Have you looked into it at all? Do you know when it takes place?
Honestly, no. I'll be going in blind, so.
Me too.
It
That's
takes
what I'm
place
saying.
after chapter 13.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you're just trying to survive, basically,
Neat.
or help people survive. Yeah, so it's
Interesting.
fun.
It's something we talked about potentially doing when we start doing our Let's Play stuff. So that might be happening pretty soon. Yeah, our
I have
attempt to
some
play
free time coming up,
series.
so let me know when you want to play.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Mouse
you.
sounds pretty busy.
I mean, we all will in the week. So we're obviously, this will be our last episode before Thanksgiving because we're not recording on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
All right.
you'll hear back from us in 2 weeks. Also, the new L5R pack came out today, which we're not going to talk about. Aw. Just play the political duel and Kakita Blade. There you go.
There you
That's
go.
what you need
Those
to
are
do.
the two cards that you care about.
Put in your Ujiakis and
They literally showed the best cards in the preview.
get your Scorpion Shinobis and have you a grand old time.
Get crabby walls.
Yeah, get your
Put some guys on it. Tell nobody to move.
Get your crab magistrates, ring your little bells. Get at it. And put your unicorn cards in the box where they belong and never bring them out.
Might as well burn them at this point.
I don't think the unicorn are gonna make it, Doctor.
Oh my god. Interesting story in the thing, because we got to see Yoritomo for the first time. Earlier than I thought we would, and he kidnapped Taka.
Yeah.
He
just kidnapped him.
someone blackjacked him and he dragged him out of the...
No, they didn't
Where were the
blackjack him.
Sapoon? Where were the
Put a
heat?
sack over head. He did. Like, the weird part was like nobody even knocked him out. They just put a sack over his head and then carried him off. He didn't even shout or nothing.
Oh, this is my
I just
fate now.
assumed he was just.
I live here now.
Yes, that's how it's going.
Oh my gosh.
I actually kind of hope that the follow-up story to that, if they even do one, I hope the follow-up story is like when they open him up, he's just kind of sitting there and he's like, there's like tea set up and everything. He's like unsacked. He just like looks around and just grabs a tea and starts serving. So where were we? Like he's just so casual about like being captured.
Or he grabs the teacup and then pulls a Riddick.
Says something about Oxydome.
Kills them all.
I would be surprised for either.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, why don't we get into our nebulous black hole already? This first one's going to be a real doozy.
I'm ready.
All right.
Put up I set the garrison in place. I have all the men at ready. All our weapons are loaded.
Lead the charge, Meadow. What do we got?
Wait, what?
I thought it was Mao.
Is it Mao? Okay, Mao. Sorry.
I think you've been informed.
You both look the same. Whatever.
Well, first up, we've got a little something from EA with what this has been good. Like Battlefront 2 has just been ongoing forever now. It feels like
as
far back as I can remember. It's been people complaining about Battlefront 2 and its loot boxes. But it's been building even more now that it came out this week, I believe. Or
it just came out on the 14th, I think.
Yeah, and someone on Reddit made a post. Seriously, I paid $80 to have Vader locked, and the EA community team responds, with what is now the most downvoted comment on Reddit by a large order of magnitude. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As a cost, we selected initial values based on data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average player per credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and other numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can.
What is the downvote at this point?
It was at a few K.
676,000 downvotes.
Oh, man.
The next lowest non-EA comment is at negative 20,000.
Wow.
People were not happy.
Yeah.
No.
This is just Buzzstorm probably. This might be like one of the worst, like, before a game comes out, like, oh no, like, possible shitstorm brewing.
I remember, like, the lowest one I can recall a while back, or two games, is Watch Dogs. That was after release, though, when the final product came out, people actually got with their hands on it. But the one that was before that had big issues was actually Evolve, if you guys remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That had some big issues with all the different versions, all the crisscrossed information about what they were going to involve. That really
I don't think any of it got this bad.
No, that's why I was. That's just what to say.
Yeah,
it was not.
Made
this
it
bad.
to like a front page on CNN today.
Yep.
Article.
I believe there was an article. Was it the Wall Street one?
I don't know.
I know. I believe CNN.
I've seen it on Forbes and CNN today. Had it. And,
CNN had an article that was stating. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but they did have an article stating that Wall Street was actually apparently worried about the state of EA based on this. Actually, I would almost argue pretty big, considering the gaming community. Pretty big backlash on BF2.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guys at EA, like, not the developers, but the people in charge of the company realize how actually bad this is.
There's no telling, because the people who made this game was DICE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And EA's the publisher. And there's no telling where it all came down from. Someone did some math. It's like just from playing matches, it would take, originally it was 40 hours to unlock Vader or Luke or the character from the actual single-player campaign. The most expensive ones. Like, seriously, you couldn't even play as the character for that game without like a lot of time. But yeah, 40 hours of match time, and since then they've cut it by 75%, so 10 hours.
Which still feels like a lot.
I believe somebody pointed out that like if you played this game nonstop, not taking holidays off and whatnot either, it would still take about, what was it, like 6 months or so, like a 40-hour work.
I can't remember. To get everything in the game, it was like thousands of hours or $2,100.
Yep,
it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's pretty large.
Because if you're spending all your credits on trying to unlock heroes, you're not spending them on loot boxes.
Yep.
So it further splits that, giving people who spend money on loot boxes an edge up.
Yeah, because they get to unlock the things that they want to unlock.
Yep, they did an AMA on Reddit, 3 of the developers. That just felt like just corporate speech everywhere.
Yeah, I actually went through and I read majority of them. I would say anywhere from 60 to 70% of all the responses, and generally you could see. I almost wanted to actually go through because this is how much times it popped up. At least not paying attention fully to it, but the lines popping up. We are making adjustments.
Yeah,
that actually came up so much. I actually wanted to go back through and just count how many times that was utilized in a response.
They were also like. Weren't they like avoiding a lot of the more hard hitting pressing questions on there too?
I don't know. They seem to. They answered them. The answers just didn't seem to mean anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna back on that one. They answered like a lot of the questions, even the more pointed ones, but generally the answers were just lackluster.
Yeah, like someone asked about because they've capped credits at 500 credits a day for playing in arcade mode offline, basically.
Yep.
Though apparently you earn 0 if you don't have an internet connection.
Wow.
Yeah, someone posted that. But so 500 a day for capping that, or at that, for playing offline, basically, and that means you have to play for 6 or 8 days to get one loot box.
Holy shit!
And someone's like, "Why?
What?
Why?" And I'm looking for the exact answer.
I think one of the best lines I saw was when somebody says like, "Why would I want to grind
all right,
a work week my
right.
game?"
So
one box.
their answer to why there was such a cap, like this tiny cap on arcade mode, they're like, as we want to let players earn credits offline via a more relaxed game mode, we need to find a way to make sure it wouldn't be exploited in a way that would impact multiplayer. Because we made that decision to limit the number of credits earned to stop potential abuse. We'll be looking at data and blah, blah, blah. But what that doesn't talk about is you can buy as many loot boxes as you want if you spend real money. So they don't really... They're like, we're okay with you breaking multiplayer if you actually give us money.
Yeah.
What abuse is if I put the same amount of time in multiplayer or single player? How is that abuse?
I don't know.
Potentially, you could farm it against AI easier than playing against actual competitors.
But like
Who
the problem.
cares?
But like, I was gonna say, who cares?
But they've already revealed their hand that they don't care if it's actually. They just care about the money.
Yeah, I mean, what it really comes down to is that a lot of the stuff shouldn't be locked behind loot boxes, which loot boxes have progressively become more and more of an issue with just I think people in general.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
Not to not to not to rehash something old, but that's
well,
just
we kind of have to.
Going. I mean, it's part of the problem. At least it's a very big part.
No one would have reported on this at all if it was just cosmetic items, and you could have done that as Star Wars. You have you know how many things you could have for like costumes for Star Wars?
Absolutely.
You still would have made plenty of money.
Yep. And yeah,
now who knows?
Now their like whole multiplayer thing leaves a bad taste, and at least the vocal it feels like a majority, but it's hard to say because people are still going to buy the crap out of the game. It's a freaking Star Wars game, so it's going to make money.
They're the only ones that can make a Star Wars game.
But that's actually what makes this kind of interesting. Is like even though like obviously the vocal is always generally the minority, the fact that it's hit in so many areas that there's so much vocality about it for a minority is what's fascinating.
Yeah, it just makes me sad because they're putting out crap like this. I mean, it's obviously going to make money, so I mean, I understand why they're doing it. But they put out crap like this and they close down Visceral.
Yeah.
He's giving us an actual,
I mean,
like, unique, cool Star Wars game.
I'm thinking maybe they must have seen actual monetary hit back from all this.
Yeah.
Because
I'm thinking so.
they like the day after the whole Reddit comment thing, they ended up removing the button for refunds from their website, so you had to call in or talk to someone in chat, and it was like a 60-minute wait time.
Oh my
So yeah, they're like, we're just gonna bet that you're not gonna want to spend this long to get your money back.
Somebody's going to get a third worst company of the year award.
Right.
I was going to say, yeah,
Eventually.
this is really leading into third time. I mean, they've did it 2 years in a row. So.
Like they just keep making bad decisions.
Yeah.
I think like the only problem, to be fair to Battlefront though, I mean, is that like this isn't the first time we've seen loot boxes unlock content before. If you look at games, like I talked about this earlier in our Discord, but the Plants vs Zombies, the shooter one, it utilizes a card pack system, which is effectively just like a loot crate. And you would play matches, you would get credits, and then you would use those credits to buy a type of a pack. And the pack might be focused towards plants, focused towards zombies, it might be focused toward like a balance, it might be more set to like special units or the like. And then if you bought like higher tiers of packs, they would generally have like a higher chance or guaranteed of rares and the like in them.
Yeah.
And they would, once you collected enough pieces, which by the way is how this worked, is that you got a piece of like a unit. Once you collected all the pieces, then the unit unlocked for you.
Oh, that's illegal in Japan.
Yeah.
That's
So-
like the biggest thing that's illegal for like that sort of system in Japan. Like the one main law they have is you can't have a random like loot system that where you collect to get a final thing.
I did not know that, but yeah, that's how it works.
That's why none of the gachapon or anything have it.
They whatchamacallit it? I don't think it was a lot of pieces, and I don't think you could get repeats.
Yeah.
You would always get new cards.
I learned about that because now Twitch has loot boxes.
Oh my
Do
god!
they really?
Yeah, you spend 500 in bits and you get a loot box, and then you collect certain special temporary emotes, and you collect enough things or something, you unlock
Get
them
your emo
permanently.
privilege.
This is I mean, we got with this thing. We also kind of just discussed slightly, but this is really pushing into that whole gambling discussion that's been pushing onto it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because of all this, like some European countries are looking into if they should classify this as gambling. Danish police even warned their citizens of loot boxes today.
Yep, they did.
For like, talk to your kids about loot boxes.
Yeah, I saw there's like a Twitter hashtag movement going on, hashtag gambling. People were going around printing off flyers and handing them to like parents at game stores saying, "Don't buy your kid this." Has gambling in it.
Yeah, it's this is pretty insane.
Yeah.
But I think it's sad that it has to be a game that ultimately, when you play the game, it's incredibly fun. From what I've seen, I've never had a chance to play the game, which is really sad.
People say the gameplay is good.
Apparently, the Starfighter thing was really good. Made by a different company too, not DICE.
They even stated
it felt like Rogue
Squadron.
Squadron.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite Star Wars games.
It's one of the best Star Wars games for fighting. So the fact that that's a thing in this game, I just can't
in good conscience give them money for this
yeah,
game.
That's the same problem. It's like I just can't. I do not want to support this kind of ideology.
Yeah.
And the
you could maybe rent it or buy it used, but then you're feeding a company that feeds that company.
Makes me hope so bad that this stuff doesn't pop up with Anthem when Anthem comes out.
Yeah,
I have no idea what to think.
Yeah,
because BioWare or Mass Effect 3 had card packs. Oof. In their multiplayer. I don't think it was anything like this.
No,
I don't know. I am kind of hoping though that, like, as bittersweet as it might be, is that at the end of all this, from this huge outlet of enough people to give EA the most downvoted comment on Reddit, nearing almost 1 million. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Is that companies will potentially look at this and see it as
One can hope.
that's really what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I was kind of hoping for bittersweet here, but is that they'll look at this example and this game and be like, this is definitely not something we should probably continue down the road of.
Well, the AAA, non-AAA people definitely can't afford to
they
do
can't
it.
afford that. No, they cannot. But even AAA, I mean, Star Wars. It's kind of funny too, because like Star Wars, as you said it before, like Star Wars is huge. People are going to buy it. They're definitely going to make money off.
Game's going to make money.
The game's going to make money. But the fact that it's such a big named game with a very strong developer behind it, that has this problem, has such a harsh backlash on it, is probably one of the best things that could have come about, because it's high profile enough and it's seen by enough people that it might actually just make a strong enough wave to say something.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to like advertise the fact that their game doesn't have these things now as like a selling point.
I mean, when that's what Sony did in when we were coming out with Xbox One and the PS4.
Right.
Xbox One showed like all this stuff, and then PS1 came out. What is the first thing they do? We're not having this. We're not having this. We're not having
this. Monster Hunters already came out and said they're not having loot boxes too.
I so much
of the
praise for them
negative
for that.
PR.
Well, Japan doesn't tend to go for all these like loot boxes, microtransaction stuff.
Yeah, no, it was just so weird for them to like go, oh yeah, by the way, we're not doing any of this. So
well, that was someone asking them, and then it just gets reported. But I think people are going to start actively like saying it as a selling point.
I think there was somebody who I want to say it was StarCraft today who put out a tweet that was
that was like yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was so good.
It was something along the lines of don't have to pay extra to unlock characters, and it pretty much like deconstructing everything because of StarCraft.
Man, the good old days of when
all
the characters were in the game.
It was to coincide with them being StarCraft II went free to play.
That's right.
So they had a string of tweets. It's like number of hours it takes to earn the full StarCraft II Wings of Liberty campaign. 0. Number of hours you can play, or number of hours before you can play any co-op commander in StarCraft II. 0. Number of pay-to-win mechanics in StarCraft II. 0. Free to play live now.
Skill.
Yeah, they did like 3 tweets. It was pretty great.
We didn't even touch on the Kotaku article yet, did we?
No, that was so weird.
That was really weird.
It's like just something that got caught up, or because of it.
Beginning of the month. It was the beginning of the week, right when the
4 days
alleged
ago was the comment.
Yeah, the alleged EA employee on Twitter said that he'd received like over 1,000 death threats or something like that.
Yeah,
1,600 death threats.
So Jason Schreier at Kotaku, the best investigative games journalist on the market, started looking into this and found out that the guy's story is really sketchy, has lots of holes in it. When he started to grill him about it through DMs on Twitter, the guy stopped responding to his DMs.
Just dropped it.
So it's pretty safe to assume that that's probably not an EA employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd been like saying it for years, and then like said he was a developer, and then he was like a QA tester. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Real weird. Now he hasn't tweeted out since.
Yeah, and he removed EA developer from his Twitter description on his profile. So
hey,
now his now his account is private.
There you go. So probably people tweeting at him trying to get comment now, because that's how game journalism works. Everyone piggybacks off something.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about games on his little blurb now.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. So this is just like the crazy kind of like the zeitgeist of this whole where we're at now with loot boxes and the EA hate, and it's, man, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, this is like dominated news.
Yeah.
Video game news for the week.
It's the big story. Who cares that Marvel Heroes isn't? They're closing down their servers. Yeah, whatever. We got EA stuff to talk about.
That.
I never played that game. I actually heard it was kind of fun.
I never saw.
It's just Diablo with Marvel characters, basically.
Well,
the picture I saw in the announcement was of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
who we talked about on
Kind of
our last
ironic we just
episode.
talked about that. Yeah.
Go, Moon Knight. So yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't buy Star Wars Battlefront 2. But hey, it's your money. Do what you want with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote with my wallet and say this kind of stuff is not acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our general
we can
opinion
really
on loot
do.
boxes.
Yep. That's why I told Meta, who's like, I really want to play the game. I was like, just buy it used from GameStop.
That's pretty much what I'm going to have to do. I'm just going to have to wait till the game's used and rebuy it. So at least it's not going to
Back to
at least
EA.
the money's not going to EA itself. Yeah.
So
It's a
yep,
damn shame.
yep. Hopefully things will get better.
Hopefully this will cause for some good changes in the future.
Probably not.
Probably not, but
Life is suffering.
Hey, this is the bad part of the games year. We've had lots of good stuff this year, and we still got some more.
The whole
some more to
start
come.
of the year was pretty nuts.
Yeah, there was an insane 2-month run there for a little bit. Then
was,
it's picked back up again here lately.
scary time.
So
most of the game of the year things are from the start of the year.
Yeah.
let's do that real quick. What's going to win Game of the Year, guys? So we got PUBG, we've got Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. Says saying we're going to do it. We're going to be those guys. We got Horizon, and we got
every one of them's going to win. I vote for all of them.
all of them.
PUBG has been in a little bit in the news, or I mean, people should this qualify as a game?
Yeah, because it's not even actually released.
Even the
yet,
developers we probably shouldn't be up for this.
I don't think it's going to win anyways. Horizon's probably going to win. It or Zelda.
It's not going to
You
win.
think?
Horizon or Zelda.
Horizon
One of
or
the two.
Zelda?
Yeah, I was gonna say Zelda. I think more so.
I want Persona.
Yeah, I would vote for Persona
That's
personally.
my game of the year, but
that's my game of forever. So
yeah, I'd go with Zelda as a pretty safe bet.
yeah, it'll be one of those two. But anyways,
We could do our own host.
I think Divinity 2 would have been in the running if
we
they
need
had
to
the money
do a
for
live
advertisement.
stream where we watch it and talk over it or something. That might be
think
something we can do.
We could definitely do something like that, but we could also give our own generic rewards, like the ones that are the game that least bored me for the first 10 hours. Just
God, I
stuff
don't
like
even
that.
know.
The game that I would spend most of my time on if I had to be on an island with it.
Hopefully a handheld game.
The game I can't believe I actually played through and finished. And
Scrap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A game
why
that
did I finish
surprised
this
me.
game?
Yeah,
No.